Patow!
Finger blast, yeah.
Ha ha!
Yeah, he's ready.
Anyway, hey guys. So today we're going to be talking about a custom engraved home design Bali Ballistic Tyrannus mid-tech.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah. Pretty sweet stuff.
Okay. Sure the drop will be in there somewhere.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum.
Alright.
Bump.
All right.
So,
All right, William, give us a breakdown, brother.
So this started out as a mid-tech offering from Home Design, Jerry HOM. HOM. Yeah, go ahead. Just the basic satin handle mid-tech. For the last big collaboration he had with Sean Grayson of Bali Ballistic Knives. It's a channel titanium handle, hand ground blade. Basically, whole pattern is pretty much is what used to be, from what I can see in older pictures, what Sean Grayson had as his flipper or dedicated flipper handles for his knives. His current batch or his current stuff is usually either inlays or, you know, like a 9-hole pattern similar to a Benchmade.
Benchmade, yeah.
You know, so really, really beautiful grind on it, and it was a wonderful canvas for Mr. Wilfred Valatakis, Chip Metal. You can find him, you know, on IG and Facebook, Chip Metal. Really, really talented engraver.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. You've brought in some ridiculous knives over the course of the show, but this is probably tops right here.
Yeah, this is one of the best ones.
Just that engraving is fucking nuts, man.
Yeah. So the plan was
Celtic knots too are kind of cool.
Yeah, being the model being a Tyrannus, which is the Celtic god of thunder, I thought Celtic knotwork would be a nice way to kind of play with
Tie
that.
it all in
Yeah,
together. Yeah, for sure.
Is that hand engraved?
yeah.
Oh.
It's all hand engraved, and then differentially anodized, spot anodized. So, you know, if you look here, the main portion of the knotwork is gold, and then the circles here are just left satin, which they almost take on a rose color to them too, in contrast. You know, it's but yeah, all hand engraved. When he started the project, you know, it started out as just going to be, you know, these flats here, and then we talked, hey, maybe we should add something to the faces to kind of tie it in.
I feel like that's necessary, to be honest.
Yeah, in my opinion as well. And then he did on the inside of the handles here. Really, really nice work.
Is that a true top grind?
It's almost a zero grind. It's sharp, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely don't want to catch that end, you know, being too far down the handle during flipping. Now, granted, I don't flip this knife.
Have you flipped it at all?
I have.
You have.
Well, of course, I
Well, you
got it.
gotta try it out.
I got it. Right. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, are you kidding me? But generally, this is, you know, this was just kind of an exhibition piece.
We all know you love exhibition.
Well,
So-
yeah. This one, I mean, to be honest, it really came out wonderful. We're not talking about cheap. I mean, hand engraving is not inexpensive. And this was quite a bit of hand engraving, even though it's not like full coverage where you see, you know, like some of these guys. But that's a lot of work. You know, that's basically, you know, two sides, two sides, two sides. So, I mean, there was, you know, there's 4 sides. That's 8 panels that he had to engrave.
Yeah, I mean, just the quality of that engraving, too, is just top fucking notch.
Yeah, he's really clean.
Absolutely.
Really clean. You know, and this isn't like how you know, when you're doing anodizing, how you would, you know, you come in and do one set of anodizing,
Yeah.
you know, at a higher voltage, and then sand off and clean, and then come in and do a lower volt anodizing after that, so it wouldn't bleed over, and so you get the multiple colors. This one was, I mean, he had basically hooked it up and had a point, like electrode with the, you know, with the medium, and then just did in the individual areas here, and then same with the blue. Really, really beautiful stuff. He possibly, again, may have used enamel. That's another way of having a restriction, for the doing different, anodizings on the titanium. But just really, really good work. The thing is that, I when I got, finished the knife, he actually sent it off to Sharp by Coop, had photographs taken. So now, it's kind of in the knife lore.
In the ether. Yeah.
It's in the ether now. But really, really beautiful work. Just clean lines. The individual shading at each of the points where the knotwork intersects. Again, you could probably do this with a laser and get kind of close, but it wouldn't be the fine lines and the, it's just, there's a big difference between laser and hand engraving. This is, pretty high-end stuff. Value on it, I know what I paid for the knife and I know what I paid for the engraving, so all set into this, I have about $4,000.
Your most expensive one to date?
It's right up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some other ones that I have bought that I have paid less than that, just under that are probably worth in that range, if not more, just because of time and appreciation and value. But, for some real limited stuff. But pretty much the most expensive thing. Now, that said, if I was to sell this, you're not going to realize $4,000 on this.
Sure.
It's not going to happen. To be completely honest, I mean, you could put 3 on it and you'd probably maybe get 25, $2K.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it for a resale. I didn't do it for, to increase the value of it. I did it because it was neat, and it was just, hey, I wanted it.
True collector, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's for the game, the love of the game, not the win in the pocket. I mean, me, dude. Do I sell knives?
No, you just accumulate.
I accumulate a lot.
Yeah.
He's accumulating mass. Okay.
Yeah. Trying to reduce.
Cultivating. He's cultivating mass.
Yeah, cultivating mass.
But I mean, just beautiful, beautiful work, and it was a really good platform for it. With the channel handles, a lot of good space on there. With the blue and the gold and the satin highlights on the knotwork, it really kind of pops.
Yeah.
The negative space is nice on it. It really came out quite spectacular.
Well, since we only have one knife to highlight tonight, do you want to pull out some throwbacks to put alongside this guy?
For some high-end stuff?
Yeah, and you got that other Tyrannus in there.
Yep, I do have that other Tyrannus.
Finger condom's too tight. It's hurting my fingers.
She got magnets.
Almost pretty much the same blade style as this. I also had at Blade Show, I'd picked up a DLC Tyrannus.
Ooh.
I mean, until I saw this was by far, I think, my favorite knife you've ever brought in. I mean, this thing is just unreal.
They DLC'd the edge,
titanium,
too.
Yeah.
So, there's no visible edge.
Yeah, that is just quite the piece right there, man. God damn.
One of 5
in existence.
Yeah, there's only 4 other DLC Tyrannuses out there. Jerry HOM didn't do many of them. He did 5 and they went to collectors, and this was in his personal collection. He was keeping this. And then Blade Show 24 came around and I told him I was going to be attending, and he was like, hey, is there anything you'd be interested in? You want me to bring? And I'm like, DLC Tyrannus? And he agreed to sell it to me.
What a guy.
And he sold it to me for the table cost for what he charged all the other collectors back, 2 years ago or a year and a half ago when these were released? 2 years ago? $2,200. Significantly more than the base Tyrannus was 13. They're you're seeing them now with satin handles for around $1,000, and that's going to go up. I mean, I think there was less than 100 of these made total, including, all the variations of blades and, the 5 DLC versions, but pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they're just literally perfect.
They are one of the nicest mid-tech Balisongs going, which is why I collect, HOM design mid-techs, because they're very unique.
There's literally, you filthy plebes. Get away from me, sitting on the table.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, we had tossed around the idea of how do you collect stuff like this? Well, don't be fucking poor, you know. But I mean, that's kind of a bad statement in my opinion, only because, I made myself poor doing this. I mean, I worked a second job. I did a lot for it to get to the point where I was able to afford this. And
So probably
really,
a bad statement, but probably a true statement.
yeah, well, I mean, it was, if it's something you're passionate about, something that you enjoy,
Yeah.
You'll spend money on it. My wife still doesn't quite understand it, but,
She'll get there.
well, I mean, if you look at her bedroom/closet, or one of our spare rooms is a closet, you'd understand that she really can't talk to me too much,
Exactly. Exactly.
But, I mean, I make a decent living. I'm in my 50s. This is what makes me happy, The funny thing is now is that I've got a very substantial Balisong collection because that's always been my focus. But I'm starting to get more into, standard custom folding knives and other stuff too now, where I'm finding that kind of neat and enjoyable. Building kind of collections in that. So, I mean, I've got kind of a burgeoning ProTech collection too now, which is odd. I never thought I'd be kind of a ProTech fanboy, but
Hey, man.
You are.
I am definitely a ProTech fanboy.
Nothing
They
wrong
do
with
good
that.
stuff.
I'm a Hinderer fanboy.
Of course.
I
I'm a
understand.
huge Deadlock or a huge Hawk, G&G Hawk.
I mean, I understand
fanboy.
ProTech. I really don't understand the others. But anyway,
Well,
Different
ProTechs
strokes,
are
man.
nice.
no, everything has to be the way I want it.
Different strokes.
Shocker.
All right.
And on that note, we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.